Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to my abundant, radiant, prosperous, and positive energy channel. So I've been gone for a while, and I will explain why, and it feels so good to be back. I'm so happy to be in this energy again, to be doing what makes me feel good inside, makes me feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It just feels really good. But so the reason why I have been gone for so long is because I had to take some time to myself and really do some shadow work and pretty much do some like reflecting on why it is that I do certain things that I do. Like, it's like, well, if somebody slaps you, you're gonna get mad, but why are you really mad though? Like, let's get to it. Like, it's like, you know, like it on that deep level stuff. And I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't want to get into like my spiritual side too much, because I'm just now getting into it. And it's like, well, I don't know about all the different crystals and all the chakras and all of the different type of sages and tarot cards, and like I don't know all about that. So I'm just gonna keep it quiet until I learn more about this, and then I can feel comfortable. And it was like, no, your ancestors are like, no, you got a story. This is the reason why we put you here on this earth. You are part of the millions of people that are waking up in the world and going through an awakening right now. So you're going to tell your story, and all that other stuff will come. So here I am, and to tell my story. And this is what made me take a step from making my videos and really going deep into it on another level, so I can really come on here and do what I want to do and speak to the right community, because I know that the right people will love me. The right people will come to my channel and get a value from my videos from speaking the truth. And that's what I really want. And I just have so much trust in the universe, in my ancestors, in my spirit guides and spirit animals and angels, that everything's going to work out. Like, I don't really have no worries right now. Like, and it's crazy to come from me, the person that was so stressed out all the time and worried about everything, and now it's just like, we all good. And I want you guys to get to this place too. And yeah, I'm not fully in that spot yet, because there's still some things that I have to get rid of, and I'll go into depth about that in another video, because that's another part of another karmic relationship that I have now ended that era, and still technically in it, but that, yeah, I'm gonna make another video because it's a lot. But what, like I was saying, what got me to this point and why I had stopped making my videos is because I shot a video that I actually never posted, and it was because I didn't like how it made me feel. I didn't like how, like, okay, how is this going to sound to other people? How is this going to come across to them? And then really looking deep into it myself, and like, okay, but like, nah, like it's something deeper there that needs something else needs to be addressed. And it was me talking about noticing these different things that my mom was doing, and not understanding, like, why is it that my dad's not catching on to these things? Like, why is it just me? Like, I'm an only child, right? My dad, he's technically my stepdad, but he's been in my life since I was 2, so that's my dad, so he's been there the entire time. So it's like, these things I'm speaking of and I'm talking about, you seen it too, because you've been here the whole time, and damn near as long as I have. So why does it seem like I'm so fucking crazy? Like why do I feel like this around you guys? And but I didn't post that video because I made another video talking about nobody likes the victim. Nobody likes somebody who's constantly playing the victim all the time. And I'm like, I'm kind of getting that vibe from my damn self, and I don't like that. And and the reason why I was doing it, and I'm not making an excuse on why I was pretty much going on this rant about all these things that I was noticing about my mom. It was because, like, and again, not making an excuse, just keeping it real, I was so beyond confused, and I was just speaking on it because I'm like, am I fucking crazy? Like, this is not how this is like not how a mother-daughter relationship is supposed to be. Like, okay, like, and in that video I wrote some things down, like, Okay, like I have curly hair. So, and I used to wear it straight all the time because I didn't know what to do with my curly hair. One day I didn't feel like straightening it, and so I just left it curly, go to my mom's house and went, "You look stupid with curly hair." What? Like, god damn, that's fucking, like, you can't say, you know, like a mother, you would say like, "Hey, that doesn't really flatter you. You might want to try this style or something." Just like, "You look stupid." I look stupid in my natural state. Well, damn, that's kind of fucked up. Okay, I don't think that that was right of you to come off to me that way, but here we go again, like making another excuse for you. Like, and you know, I was talking to this with my dad, and you know, just saying like, you know, she's very rude and aggressive in ways, and that she doesn't have no damn empathy for nothing. She doesn't know how to, she's not in touch with her emotional side at all. And so we just chopped it up to, when I was talking to this with my dad, like, oh, it's a generational thing. Like, you know, she probably never experienced that, and it just keeps going on and on. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But I'm like, still, something was just lingering there. Like, something still wasn't right. And it was like, okay, like, I need to figure this out because this shit is really bothering me. And I don't like the fact that it's still fucking bothering me. I'm 33 years old. I'm a grown-ass woman. I have children of my own that I have to raise. But I'm letting this person that affected me in my childhood still affect me today. And that ain't cool. Like, I have a life to live. Like, okay, let's pull back the layers and let's see what's really, really going on. So I made the video about being raised by a narcissist. And then I had made another video because I thought talking to her about that would get her to understand, like, okay, there is something wrong here. I apologize, you know, like, I'm sorry I hurt you. And like, no, like none of that happened. And so she basically was making all these excuses and gaslighting and shit that narcissists do, and kind of made it almost seem like I was stupid for feeling the way that I felt. Like, well, I made all these birthday parties for you, and I got you birthday presents, and oh, you didn't even know. Like, God, man, if this was anybody else, I probably would have slapped her ass a long ass time ago. And I know, like, that might be like, you can't say that. Like, no, I'm saying, like, if it wasn't my mother, if this was anybody else, you would have got hands put on you. And I'm not even a violent person, but this is just like, it's so fucking irritating. But no, yeah. So back to what she was saying. You didn't even know that when you were little, I used to go to work all night long and take care of you all day long. Like, fucking Anne, what the fuck? Like, okay, what does that mean? I worked great. You know how many times I've had to work graveyard before? Like, I still took care of my kids. I was tired of shit and didn't like it, but I did it. That doesn't give me an excuse on to treat my kids like shit. Like, okay. But then I took it, and then I made another video, and I was like, okay, I'm really trying to feel how this person feels and understand where they're coming from. It must be like a generational thing. And, you know, I just want to make it clear to you guys, I didn't get played. Like, I just really feel like this person just doesn't know how to express themselves emotionally. And it was like, no, girl, you are getting played, kind of, I guess, in a way. If you're living in a world with, like, where the narcissist is running everything. So, I don't know if saying like, oh, you got played is really even the word to use, because it's like, well, duh, like you're dealing with a narcissist, like anyway. Yeah, I got plenty of videos on that, and it's like, I don't want to get into all of that. I want to make this more about my spiritual journey and what got me going to get to where I am in this point right now, even though I know I have so much more to learn and I have so much more things to experience, and which I'm so excited about. But yeah, this is what led me up to this, and this is why I'm so grateful for being raised by these people that were, you know, like, this was like almost like a damn Lifetime movie, like the shit that I've had to deal with. And but it was all to bring me to this point where millions of us around the world are awakening. We've literally been living in the damn Matrix. And I used to feel so weird about saying that before, because I'm like, I don't know too much about this stuff. Like, shit, I gotta be quiet. Like, no, this is my story and this is what it is. And another thing that brought me to that point, I know I'm gonna get back to what I was talking about, but another thing that brought me to this point was because my mom's a narcissist, right? I cannot talk to her about anything real, any emotional stuff. And it's deeper than it just being like this whole generational thing. So I'm like, okay, can't talk to you. Okay, my dad's pretty cool. Let me talk to him and see like if he sees what I'm seeing. And like I said earlier, we just kind of chopped it up to like, oh, it's just a generational thing. And it's like, okay, but you have a choice. I don't really have a choice. That's my mom. I can't just fucking walk away. You have a choice. Like that, you don't have to stick with that. And yet you still are. So what's going on here? What's wrong with you? Because I know you see these things in this person. Why are you dealing with that? You don't have to. And so I really had to think on a deeper level, even though I have so much respect for him, especially sticking around for so long and being part of my life when I had this crazy ass mother. Like if it was just her alone raising me as a single mother, I don't know if I would have ever gotten to this point of this enlightenment. So I appreciate it very, very much for everything that's happened and the way it's happened, and divine timing, like it's just crazy. Like the universe, our ancestors, like they got this all figured out. Like it's amazing. And I'm just so happy to be a part of it. But yeah, I had to look into him and I'm like, okay, you're an enabler. You're allowing these things to keep happening. And you're not questioning her. You're not making her be like, hey, like that's wrong. You're not telling her. And maybe you are in some ways, but you're not going hard on her and trying to really help this lady. Excuse me, even though there is no helping her, like she has a mental illness and it is what it is. So that made me realize like, okay, so it's just me. I'm an only child. I got my mom. She's a narcissist. I got my dad. You're an enabler. And then there's me. Okay. So I'm like, I'm figuring everything out now on a deeper level on what it really is. And so, yeah, I just realized like, okay, this is just what it is. And this was my part in it. And I know that we are spiritual beings having a human temporary experience. So before I came to this earth, I asked to have those type of parents. I asked for them to be my mom and my dad. And, you know, if you would have told me this a long time ago, I'd have been like, yeah, you crazy as hell. Why the hell would I ever ask? First of all, asking I asked before I came to this earth, like that sounds fucking crazy. And then it's like, and then I would ask for them, like, yeah, no. But no, yes, that is exactly what it is. I asked for those people to be my parents because that is what brought me to this point, to thinking on a deeper level on what's really going on. It took to be raised by a narcissist and an enabler to realize like you're just so much more. You are so much more than just you and this being. Like it's yeah. I hope it is making sense to you guys. I really hope this. So far, everything's making sense. I know it's pretty confusing, and I just hope you guys get it. I got some notes over here. Oh, yeah, I guess back onto like when I used to be so confused, and now I know, like, look, this is what it is. So I used to be confused. Like there were certain things like, okay, when I was younger, I was told I was dyslexic. So throughout school, I struggle in school. I write my B's and my D's backwards and shit. I just do some like a little weird shit like that. And it's like, oh, it's dyslexia. So when I said that to my mom, we was having a conversation after I had put out these videos, and I thought out of respect, I'm gonna let her know, out of respect, like, hey, I made these videos and you can watch them, and never got the response that I thought that I would get. But anyway, so yeah, I was talking to her about that, about the whole dyslexic thing, and it was like, who ever told you were dyslexic? And it's like, are you fucking crazy? Like, I'm sorry, did I just make that up? Like all these years I've just like made up, like how did I even know what the fuck dyslexic was? Like I never heard of that before. And now you're telling me like, no, that never happened. And it's like, yes, it most definitely did. I remember, like, well, who told you that? I don't fucking know who told me that. Like, I don't remember, but I know I was told this, and I'm pretty sure, I think what it was, because, you know, when you have traumatic experiences, we forget a lot of them because that's just what our minds tend to do. So yeah, I was like, I don't know. I think what it was is that we were both in in the room having a conference with the teacher, and the teacher told you, and I was there and I overheard it, obviously. And I was like, maybe it's because you knew that, and you knew like, okay, well, if she's, okay, sorry, my daughter walked in the room. Okay, so what I was saying is the whole dyslexic thing. We were sitting in the room with the teacher, and okay, so she knew I was dyslexic. So I feel like that was a way for her as a narcissist to be able to use like, hey, you have this learning disability, so I'm going to use that for my advantage and make fun of you because of it. I'm not going to get you a tutor. There was one time that I remember that she was actually trying to help me with my homework. Kind of, but the whole time she was getting irritated and like smacking her lips and shit because she was getting frustrated that I wasn't catching on to it fast enough. I remember these things. I'm not fucking making these up. And I was so frustrated before because it was like, what is it? Like, man, am I crazy? Like, who does these things? Like, what the fuck? And then it just set me down this yeah, man, I guess I got a lot to say, but it just set me on this path of really looking deep into these things and like really finding out the real behind it. Like what's really going on? Like this whole like, oh, it's a generational curse, just leave it at that. Like, okay, I'm sure it is, but there's something else to it. Like it's more to it than just that. So that was another thing. I made a video about why I'm no longer vegan. And so you should, if that interests you, definitely go check it out. But I was vegan for a little over a year. And while I was doing that because I have a skin disease, I have eczema, and I thought that was, be a way to try to heal it. Well, no, it actually did the opposite. It completely fucked me up. And I got really skinny. I looked sick. That was when I realized like, okay, I'm thinking maybe this is a process I have to go through because I know when you're healing your skin, it gets worse before it gets better. So I'm thinking that's what it was when I went vegan, when my skin got worse and I got really skinny and my teeth started falling out my fucking mouth. And like, sorry, like I don't mean to cuss like that, but the fact that I have a tooth that fell out, like I don't like that. It makes me not really insecure, but I don't like it. But anyway, yeah, like just my hair looked really bad. I looked sick. And so I'm talking to my mom and I'm like, oh yeah, I actually found out that eating meat is actually a good thing. It actually has a lot of benefits. Yeah, yeah, I know. Excuse me? You know. So this entire time I've been vegan and I keep coming around here and my health is deteriorating and I'm looking worse and worse and worse. You didn't think as a mother to say, hey, you know what? You might want to try, a different type of diet. You might want to try and eat some meat because I see you're looking really bad. Like, no, none of that. It was just to be like, yeah, I know. Like, well, why the fuck you didn't say something? Like, seriously. Okay, I talked about my curly hair. She said I look stupid. So anyways, yeah, all these things are starting to play a fact into everything. And I'm just like, okay, like, I'm not crazy. Like, there is something going on here. And then I had a friend come over to my house and I was talking to her and she was watching my videos and the other video where I had talked about, well, like, no, I didn't get played. And she was just like, are you sure? Like, are you sure? Pretty much. And I was just like, well, yeah, I think so. Still kind of feel like there's something more there, but I can't figure it out. So fuck it. Yeah, it's cool. I just got played, whatever. It's me. And then I started talking about more and I was like, well, maybe there is something there and maybe she is a narcissist. And then I started looking into how you should go no contact with them, which is very beneficial. And so that's why I was like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just not going to deal with them. I'm cutting both off, her and my dad. And my dad's not a narcissist, but he's an enabler. He allows this shit to go on. And I think that's another reason she honestly feels like when I talk to her, even though she's not able to speak on a deep level, I'm trying to bring it out of her. And I'm feeling stupid at the same time and feeling very awkward. So I'm trying to have this real conversation with a narcissist, but it's just not happening. But I feel like this energy, this vibe that I get from her, like she really doesn't think that there's anything wrong. Like for real. And you have to think like, okay, well, she was probably raised by a narcissist. her family obviously is fucked up. So she was probably brought up with these type of people. My cousins molested me when I was younger, when I was under, because I moved from England to America when I was 10, so I was under 10, but then it happened again when I was 12 years old with another one of my cousins when I went back to go visit. But it's like, okay, these are the type of people that is in your family, and this is what she's been brought up with. She honestly probably thinks that there's nothing wrong. And then my dad, who is married to her and has been married and been with her for a very long time now, is not, questioning her on anything. She just gets to live this type of way. And so in her mind, I really honestly believe she doesn't think shit is wrong with it. Like it's okay. Like, oh, well, I just show my love through presents, buying presents. And it's like, no, it's more than that. Like nah, man. Like, okay, you say you show your love through buying presents. Like, okay, what do you really think that even that would do to a child when you don't show your child any affection or nurture them, or, give them a fucking hug. Like, damn, like tell them that they're beautiful or anything, or, any type of affirming words, and you don't instill any type of value in them. I don't know what the hell you think is going to happen to this person, but ain't nothing good going to come out of that. Well, take that back. Something good will come out of it, because it did for me, but the process to get there was a hard and lonely road, because you feel like you're confused and you feel like you're stupid and you're crazy and you're the only one who is seeing these things and picking up on them. It's like, no, it's because you're the chosen one. And if you're watching this video, more than likely you're one of the chosen ones too, because who would click on a video talking about a spiritual journey if they are not interested in stuff like that? And so that's why I say I'm so grateful for being put through stuff like that, because this is what it took for you to open up your eyes and to get to a deeper level and realize it's deeper than this. Like, you have ancestors and spirit guides and spirit animals, and I even asked, like, I had that video where I talked about seeing signs and how I was seeing the hummingbirds, and I was like, I knew that was a sign. And then I had asked, this was maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, I had asked for a sign. And a few days later, maybe even a whole week later, all of a sudden my eyes start twitching. And I'm like, I didn't think anything of it. But I'm kind of getting off track. But anyways, yeah, my eyes started twitching, and I don't want to get all into it, but I was like, that's how I figured out that was a sign. And, yeah, it could stop now. It could stop now. I get it. Like, dang, having your eyes twitching all the time. Like, it's like, I was happy when I found out that, like, okay, this is a sign, but now it's like, okay, I get it now. You can stop. Okay. Oh, and so, yeah, that was another thing that made me realize, like, okay, I'm just different. Because this person was raised like this. You probably have a lot of narcissists in your family. You got, these kids, my cousins, which would be very easy for anybody to figure out, or anybody in my family to figure out anyways, because I don't have a huge family. So these people that molested me when I was little, they were under 18 as well. So that's how I knew something was off and something was wrong, because kids were doing this shit. And then also, to make it seem right in my mind, I told myself, like, oh, well, they probably don't know that I'm their real cousin because I'm black. And I left it, and that like almost like made it okay at the time, I guess. But yeah, anyway, just realizing, like, this is the type of family, and this is the energy that this person has been around. They don't know anything else. This is it. So even me saying, because I've never said once before, like, oh, I was molested when I was younger. I've never said that before. So when they see this, they probably won't even speak on it. Well, it's been so long now, like, I don't have to say anything about that. Like, you're obviously okay. It doesn't bother you. Like, and it's like, yeah, that's not the point. You want to you want some people to, like, confirm these things, like, okay, you're not crazy, and it's like, it's all good now. Like, I get it. Like, you have a serious mental illness. This person enables you. My dad, and like I said, I have a lot of respect for him, because he's not my real father, and he's been in my life for so long. But if I'm gonna keep it real, like, and I am, like, no, you're controlled, and you are controlled by, your narcissist wife, but also just by the government, and like we all were, unless you actually wake up. But he watches the news all the damn time. We all know how the news is being controlled. and he was in the military. Like, you don't think for yourself. And they don't, he won't ever be like, oh no, I think ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I do that, no. That's how he talks. But it's like, no, like, I'm not saying you're a bad person, not at all. But you don't think for yourself, and you're being completely controlled by, by the government, and like saying like, oh, so are you kind of like into these conspiracy theories? And it's like, it's deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that. And it's like, it's frustrating, but you have to understand, when you're talking to these people, you're not going to get through to them, because you're not meant to get through to them. These are not your people. And that's how it is. And so that's why when my friend also, she had mentioned, like, don't you think like this, like, you could be strong enough to still go around them, but just not let it bother you? And I'm like, well, think about it for a second. I'm like, well, you don't understand. Motherfuckers is crazy. Like, I don't want to be around it. Like, do you see how much it bothers me? And then I'm just like, I had to really sit and dwell on that. Like, I would like to be strong enough to still go around them and just be like, whatever. Like, I see it for what it is, instead of every time, somebody does something or says something, and I'm just, oh my God, are you fucking serious? Like, am I crazy? And it's just like, no, it's okay. It's all good. You have a problem. I see it. You don't. Let's move on. Let's keep living life. I'm not going to sit up here and try to stress myself out, trying to help you wake up, trying to get you to have an awakening, and try to get you to understand you're wrong. Like, no, we all have our own journey. I done some shit in my past that I was like, oh my God, I'm such a bad person. I can't believe I did that. We all have our own journey. We have to go through certain shit, and it might be some real fucked up stuff to get to the other side. And the other side is amazing. And I'm not even there yet completely, but I know what's coming. And like I said, this video is already getting kind of long, so I'll definitely make another video about that. But yeah, realizing that I am a spiritual being having a temporary human experience. I'm so much more than just this physical. I'm so much more than the things that have happened to me. I don't know what else to say. It's an amazing feeling to finally get here. And after so many years of just wondering, like, why is this happening to me? Why do I feel like I'm not loved by my own mother? Like, why is it so weird? Like, what? Like, and now it's just like, because it's like the doors have been opened. Come on in. You made it. And so I'm just happy to be there. And just know, like, if you're going through a hard time right now, don't stress about it. I know, easier said than done. Is that how you say it? Easier said than done? Easier? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. But if you're going through a hard time right now, just know it's all to work out for the best. And I know you'll be like, that's what they all say. Like, no, seriously, it's not on like coming at you like, oh, I just got this out of a fucking Bible verse and like, just praying you'll be okay. Like, no, seriously, everything is working in your favor. Everything is happening for a reason, whether you like it or you don't. Everything's happening for a reason. And yeah, I guess I'll leave it at that. I don't want to make this video too long. And until we share the same space again, I'm sending you guys love, positive vibes, and healing energy to you all.